Julius Randle has had an impressive start to this season, and we're going to be talking about the Knicks' gauntlet of a December schedule in this video. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel from Knicks Digest, and we're going to get right into today's video. The first topic for the video, we're talking about Julius Randle's slow start to the season or lack thereof. So, a few days ago, SB Nation actually published an article talking about Julius Randle's start to the season. And the title of the article, no, Julius Randle has not had a slow start to the 2023-24 season. And before we get into the article, I thought we should just take a look at some of Julius Randle's stats, because within the article, they do talk about some particular numbers, plus minuses. But let's dive into the numbers. Let's see where Julius Randle ranks within his own team. So as far as points, he ranks in second, as you can tell, by Jalen Brunson, averaging 24.9, Randle averaging 20.4, and RJ Barrett coming in third with 18.6. Now let's take a look at rebounds. Rebounds, Big Mitch is averaging 10.7. Randle is actually second on the team, averaging 10.2, and Josh Hart 6.2. Side note, Mitchell Robinson has been absolutely killing it this season. And for the assists, Jalen Brunson, as you can tell, he's been averaging 5.5, and Julius Randle is second on the team, averaging the same amount as Jalen Brunson, but they just decided to put Brunson on the photo with 5.5. All right. So now, if we dive into the actual article, one of the pieces of the article that I want to take a look at, if we take a look into it here. For those still in the classic beat, the plus minus through 19 is the absolute freaking best in Randle's pro time at plus 82. Randle's prior best was plus 15 in his last year in Los Angeles when he was with the Lakers. Other than this season and that one, Randle had never boasted a positive plus minus through 19 games. He had a nice 0 plus minus in 2020-2021 season, but that's it. All other figures came in the red below the neutral line. Now, before I break down that piece of the article, as far as the people that don't necessarily know what the plus minus is, so to sum it up in a very quick phrase, plus minus is how the particular player affected his team when he was on the court and when he was off the court. So let's say we give Julius Randle, even though we got the numbers right there, let's say his plus minus was a plus 14. That means that when he was on the court, every time he was on the court, the team ended up outscoring the other team by plus 14 points. If he was a minus 5, then obviously whenever he was on the court, the other team outscored the Knicks by 5 points. So you get the gist. Now, again, if we take a look into the article, it says that his plus minus rate right now is at plus 82. That's all great. That's all, good and great. It's all gravy. But me personally, I'm more of an old school fan. I do understand how statistics and analytics come into play, especially within the last maybe decade. They've been really coming into the game strong. But like I said, I'm more of an old school fan. I like to gauge the players by the eye test. The eye test is going to be able to tell you certain things that statistics and analytics can't. The eye test is going to be able to tell you how the player carries himself, how the player affects the game in other ways. Statistics is going to take points, rebounds, assists, blocks. It's going to take specific stats from the game. But what statistics and analytics can't really represent is the attitude of the player going into every game, how the player carries himself as far as the mentality, as far as does this player think he's the best player on the court every single time he takes the floor, even if he's going against a LeBron, a KD, a Steph, a Dame. And that's me personally. That's what I look for whenever I'm looking at a particular player and using the eye test. So all that stats is cool. And on top of that, man, like as far as Knicks fans, I feel like it's not that we've reached a certain plateau with Julius Randle, but we know what to expect from him. We know he's going to play hard. We know that he is durable. He does play a lot of the 82 games, and we're going to get a good, solid NBA All-Star. But have we reached the ceiling with Julius Randle? That's something that we don't know. That's something that hopefully we get an answer to by the end of this season. We'll see how far the Knicks go. And again, me personally, if you've seen the other videos I did with my guy Chris, shout out Chris, I'm not a huge fan of Julius Randle. I'm not necessarily a fan of what he brings to the team. I do feel like he's reached a particular ceiling with his talent on this team. And me personally, if by the trade deadline, if they are looking to move Randle, I'm not gonna be one of those fans that's gonna be going crazy on the internet and on Twitter, aka X, saying how the front office is doing horrible by Julius Randle. I'm actually gonna look forward to see how they move forward with the movement of Julius Randle. What kind of pieces are they gonna look into? Are they looking for a straight up all star for Julius Randle, or are they gonna try and move him to get solidified role players to build around Jalen Brunson? That's something that's very interesting and it really intrigues me. But Julius Randle, as you can see, he hasn't had the slow start to the season that many Knicks fans have been saying. Beginning of the season, he was a little slow as far as the ankle, but as the season has been progressing, now they're maybe around the 20, 25 game range. Randle has been coming on strong. So we'll see what happens towards the end of this season, and we'll see how the season plays out. All right. Now that we got the Julius Randle praise out of the way, let's put that to the side. Now I want to focus on the December schedule for the Knicks. And an article a few days ago published by John Schumann talking about the easiest, toughest schedules in December. Let's take a look at here because the Knicks have a gauntlet of a December. So if we take a look at the chart, the Knicks are going to be at the top of the list with an opponent winning percentage of 0.571. The amount of back-to-backs, we got 3. And as far as home and road games, 3 home games and 10 games on the road. Yeah, that seems like it's gonna be crazy for December for the New York Knicks. And if we take a look at the teams that the Knicks are actually gonna play, so I'm recording this on a Monday. Tomorrow is actually the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. They're going up against Milwaukee at Milwaukee. Personally, I think they have a chance. Dame and Giannis, they're still figuring things out. Even though Dame's obviously top 75, Giannis top 75, you can never doubt those two. And it's still early in the season, so they're still trying to work through the kinks, through the chemistry, through the rotations. So the Knicks, I think, have a really good chance of winning that game tomorrow. After that, they're home against Toronto. Toronto, sorry Ben, shout out Ben, but sorry Toronto. There's the Knicks should get that W. Toronto's a young team; they're still figuring out their chemistry as well. And there's a lot of rumors that they're gonna move Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby. You know, the rumors for OGs being linked to the Knicks has been crazy this season. So it should be a win. So for me, the first 2 games should be 2-0. At Utah, that should be a win. Utah, again, young team, still figuring things out. Not a lot of talent. That should be 3-0. At Phoenix, December 15th, KD, Booker. We could feel a little froggy and get a W there because Beal still hasn't played with Booker or KD. But it seems like Beal's not going to play because he's still going to be. The report about a week ago was saying that he was going to be out a couple weeks or 30 weeks because of a back injury. So Beal's probably not going to play. But you can never doubt KD, who is my favorite player right now in the league. And Booker is coming on strong. So like I said, we could feel a little froggy. We could get away with a W there, but I think that's an L. At the Clippers, December 16th. Clippers, man, that should be a win. I don't care if they have 5 Hall of Famers. I don't care that 4 of them start in the starting lineup. I've never been a fan of Kawhi. I'm damn sure not a fan of Harden. Paul George and Russell Westbrook, they do have my respect and I do like them, but I'm not a fan of the Clippers, so that should be a W. And then the night right after that, we're looking at the Lakers. I mean, LeBron, man, in my opinion, is the second best player of all time, right behind Michael. LeBron and Kareem are tied for number 2, but I might give that edge to LeBron. But right now, I'm just freestyling. If I take a second and think about it, I might actually give it to Kareem because Kareem's whole basketball career, we're talking high school, we're talking college, and we're talking the pros. Kareem might get that over LeBron, but that's for another day. So after that, we got the Brooklyn Nets. That could be a W, and then December 23rd and December 25th, we're actually playing back-to-back with Milwaukee. Both of those games are at home. 25th for Christmas game. That's probably going to be on ABC. So that's going to be interesting. Oklahoma City, December 27th. Oklahoma City is a sleeper team, man. I've been watching them a lot. Chet Holmgren. SGA is in the conversation for being a solidified top point guard in the league. Not just the Western Conference, in the league. He is probably top 3, top 5 right now for me. Orlando's another frisky team. Franz, Mo Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Jalen Suggs. They got talent on that team, man. Indiana, December 30th, the last game of December. Indiana is they're playing out of their minds. They actually got a spot in the in-season tournament as well. Man, see, it's really hard to pinpoint exactly which games are going to be W's. Even the first few games, to me personally, they should be W's up until Phoenix. So tomorrow we got Milwaukee at the in-season tournament. That could be a W, but obviously we don't know. Toronto December 11th, that should be a W. Utah December 13th should be a W. Phoenix December 15th, we could sneak out of there with a W, but KD and Booker, we don't know. At the Clippers, we could lose, even though I think we could beat them. We could lose because you never know. The chemistry, of course, I feel like one of the Knicks curses is that like teams that are figuring out chemistry, they always find it against the New York Knicks. So that could be one of those games. The Lakers, again, all these teams, man, Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, OKC, Orlando Magic, Indiana Pacers, all these teams, I could easily see us winning against all of them. But again, we have to go with the back-to-backs. Players are going to be tired. They want to rest. They're not going to give it. They're not going to give it their all. So there's a lot of things that come into play. It's not just the actual opponent and the level of competition. There's a lot of things outside of that comes into play. But yeah, man, I mean, it's gonna be a rough December, and ideally, based on the opponents that we're playing, I feel like if we're a little over 500, I think I would be happy with that. If we're looking at a 7-6 record, maybe 8-5, maybe 9-4, 8-5, 9-4, I wouldn't be mad at, honestly. I mean, if we go 13-0, that'll be crazy, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. If we go 12-1, 10-3, you know, those records I don't think is going to end up happening. But again, 8-5, 9-4, somewhere in that range, I would be happy with that kind of December. All right, guys. So that's it for today's video. I want to say thank you for checking it out, and we'll check you out on the next one. Peace.